Dum, dum. We are at Sunnyvale Fitness in Sunnyvale. Okay, ready?
Yeah.
Do I look at the camera or I haven't done this in a while? What's up, Coach?
What's going on?
All right, we're hanging out at the Sunnyvale Fitness. I'm here with Coach Romero. Not a lot of people know about Coach Romero, so Coach Romero, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
I'll do that. How's it going? I'm an assistant coach at Santa Clara High School. I've been coaching in the Bay Area for over 15 years now, just various stops. Also been helping out with GSF on our 7-on-7 teams in the spring. But that's pretty much, what I've been doing. That's what I'm pretty much known for around here.
You're coaching football? Did you coach football this season? Or?
I did coach this last season, helping out a buddy of mine, Andrew Calderon. He's the head coach at Santa Clara High. I'm an assistant over there and help you run the Frostoff team over there.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate you being involved with GetSportsFocus, and we had 3 pretty cool years doing 7-on-7.
Yeah.
Until COVID.
Oh my goodness.
Damn COVID. F you, COVID. But yeah, so it's the end of the season. We're getting into our 4th year now of GSF 7-on-7. We're gonna have tournaments. We're gonna have 2 teams, possibly 3. But what do you think of the talent that you saw this past fall?
Man, a lot of talent this year, man. Just stacked overall. Some of the best talent I've seen in years. A lot of good guys at all the schools, public and private. So it's exciting to watch the season. I'm excited for the playoffs too.
And you were with me. You were with us this past weekend at the Sarah St. Francis game. So what do you think of that one?
Man, that was a great game. A lot of talent on the field. It felt more like a college game, if anything.
There's a lot of people.
A lot of people. So it was exciting to be there and just to watch it and just to be up close and see all that talent on one field. It's crazy.
Have you you've been to WCL games? So have you been to like a WCL game like that one? I mean, you were pretty much up close. You were on the sideline.
Yeah. No, nothing like that before, man. I was looking on both sidelines and the pregame, and it's just crazy to see all those caliber athletes. Like some of those kids can kill on some on some public school teams. There was a lot of talent there.
Who was give me like 2 or 3 things that really stood out. It doesn't have to be the athlete or the game. It could be just the grass, the turf looks way better. What really stood out? Because this was like one of those. I've been to a lot of high school games and a lot of WCL games, state championship. Yeah. This was by far. I would rank this maybe like top 3 ever, just because of the energy that was there and the environment.
Yeah.
What's at stake. But as someone who just who was there pretty much like for the first time, like what really stood out to you?
By far the athletes, man. Just the size. I mean, you hear about these guys or read about them all the time and
see them on video.
You see them on video, you see their huddle highlights, but just to see them in person, I mean, the line was humongous, and there's a reason why most of those guys are D1 prospects, and it showed. And it was a great battle between those the O-line and D-line.
Yeah, it was definitely, it was impressive.
Yeah. Another thing, just like the details, the attention to details. We're on the Sarah side, obviously, and you can just see just the adjustments and just trying to answer for what St. Francis was doing. It was something to see. It was awesome.
There's a lot of coaching going on.
Yes.
I think for me, that's one of the main things that I notice when I go to these games, these WCL games, especially with like a St. Francis and a Sarah. Like the coaching is just like constant.
Yeah.
Every second of the game, there's some instruction going on.
Exactly.
It's something to see. Theo, what do you think of Juju?
Man, that kid is a beast. He had 45 carries for 344
344.
yards.
He reset or broke the school record.
Yeah, I couldn't believe they gave that man that many carries. But hey, he was pushing. He was productive. He wasn't tired. He was gaining almost 4 yards a carry at that. So keep feeding that guy. So I would have kept feeding him.
I was really impressed with how patient he was.
Yeah.
Like, there were times where he got the ball and there was nothing there.
Yeah.
And then, just that quick stutter step, something opens up and he just goes right through.
Exactly.
So, he's got great vision.
He does.
Probably one of the best running backs I've seen all season.
Yeah,
definitely.
Same here. He kept his feet moving. I think we saw him move a pile for like 10 yards or something.
Yeah. He did.
Yeah.
They had another running back, Camilo Arquette, and we know him, obviously, from Pro Sport.
Yes.
He trains with Coach AJ, and actually saw him a lot during the summer working out on the field, in the locker room. The guy's a beast. He had a touchdown in there that there's no way that they were going to stop him, right?
Yeah.
He just jumped over the pile and knocked a couple of dudes the other way.
Yeah. Well, he came in fresh, so anytime you get a fresh body with that caliber of an athlete, man, he's going to be productive. Teo tired that line out, and you put Arquette in, and he's fresh, and he's going to get some yards. He's going to be productive for you for sure.
I think he's got a San Jose State offer right now, but who knows? He's definitely a next level guy.
Yeah.
So, anything else that stood out from that game?
Just the environment, man. Just like you could feel the energy in that place. It was definitely different than most high school games. So it was exciting to be there and to be able to witness that.
Well, I do gotta say, I don't know where everybody parked. That's still a question to me.
Yeah.
Because I know that neighborhood, there's not a lot of space.
Exactly, man.
But I'm assuming people Ubered their way to the school.
Or parachuted in or something.
Yeah. Well, this is probably something random to a lot of you guys that are watching this right now, but there's a reason why we're doing this. Right, Coach?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So, one of the things that we've been doing for the past, I think we started in 2013.
Okay.
Just for the football is this is the GSF All-Star Draft. So after the season, our staff, depending on who it is, who is active, we do a draft. Anyway, so we have this thing called the GSF All-Star Draft that we do at the end of the season. This whole idea came about when Justin Lum was our lead reporter, and the whole idea behind it is that we want to be different. We don't want to just recognize a player of the year, offensive player of the year. To me, there's only one or two media organizations that does that stuff legitimately, and then everybody else copies. There, I said it. So instead of doing that, I've always thought, it's really just not just one guy that deserves the honor, right?
Yeah.
I think there's several, and all players are different, all leagues are different, all teams are different. So what we did was we did a draft. It's an actual draft. So the idea is to put together a team. So we'll have 4 staff members, and the goal is to put together a team as if you're like a general manager of a franchise, and so you're gonna draft players. Do you want to have a passing team, a running team, a defensive oriented team, or somebody who's I don't know, West Coast off, whatever. So that's the idea. You get the idea.
Exactly.
And so over the years, that's what we've been doing, and I've gotten other coaches involved with it. But since last spring, because of COVID, we couldn't do it right away, so it ended up being a summer thing. So Coach Romero and I, since we have 2 GSF All-Star draft, All-Star teams, GSF 7-on-7 teams, we decided, okay, let's do this. Let's take both of our teams, GSF 5-star and heroes, and let's put together the All-Star teams. So his job was to put together the heroes All-Star team, and my job was to put together the GSF 5-star All-Star teams. And since this was his first time doing it, he got the first overall pick, and then we just went back and forth. So since spring was a little bit different, it was a short season, we were short-staffed, so we didn't shoot a lot of games. Here's a list of all the teams that we covered, and all the players are from all these teams. So we didn't go outside of that. The requirement is, number one requirement is, we have to have seen the kids or the athlete actually played in person. Did I say that right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, so what was your goal as far as your GSF heroes?
My goal for my team, I felt I kind of just wanted to see younger players on my team, just guys that would become. I think you opened up for seniors from last year too to be added. I didn't pick any seniors from last year's group. I picked all underclassmen. Yeah, I don't know if you noticed that. Yeah, you noticed that. Kind of wanted to pick the guys that were going to be upcoming this year for this past season, and just I kind of wanted to see how they would do this season, rather than just pick a guys that kind of finished their high school career.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so all my guys were 20, 22 and lower.
Yeah, remember that class of 2021? Coach Romero didn't like you.
a lot of good guys that were there, though.
But for me, though, another way for me to recognize seniors and the unsung heroes, mostly linemen, is to do this draft.
Yeah.
And my goal was to just go for the freaking stars. I was star chasing.
There you go.
Who was your first overall? I thought this was interesting because we're publishing it now. We did this during the summer before the season.
Yeah.
And life happened, and we just ran out of time.
Yeah.
We couldn't figure out a way to get together and talk about it. And there's a lot of work that really goes into this. And so now that the season's kind of over, it's like we got to make time and really do this. I mean, it's never too late.
No.
So, who was your first overall pick? You're on the clock, Coach. you get to talk about your first overall pick.
All right, my first pick was Camilo Arquette.
Shocker.
Yeah, he just stood out to me on film. On both sides of the ball, he's just a killer, man. And I'm always looking for football players, and he's a football player all around. He plays both sides of the ball. He just stood out on the film for me. So he was my number one overall pick.
Number one overall pick. Camilo Arquette, St. Francis Lancers.
Yep.
Nice. I gotta admit, I was surprised because Camilo didn't really have. I mean, he had a really good season. I think spring season.
Uh-huh.
But for me, it was like I was surprised that you picked him. I mean, he's definitely his next level guy. I mean, San Jose State recruiter,
Yeah. And
I saw him work hard. But I thought for sure you were gonna go with the guy. So I had the second overall pick, and I think everybody pretty much knows who I was gonna pick. Hassan Damisal Mahasin. I don't really talk about the kid. I mean, he did what he did. He was everybody's player of the year. Deserving of all the accolades that he got. So he was my first overall pick. So Hassan, you're number two. Our number one, number two overall. Who was your second? Who was your second pick, which is the number three overall?
I picked Luther Glenn from Wilcox.
Luther Glenn.
Yeah, that kid's
a baller.
He's a baller. He's from my hometown, Santa Clara. So I've heard the kid growing, him growing up, and his name's got around. But you watch him play, he's a football player, man. He can run, so he's a game changer. So that was my second pick.
Yeah, he's definitely a big deal. Again, I was surprised. I was like, okay, I think Coach Romero didn't get exactly what we're trying to do. But what do I know? I'm not a football coach. He's the actual football coach, so he knows exactly what he's doing. But no, Luther Glenn is a freaking. I told our one of our coaches, Kenny Coleman, who coaches at Foothill. I told him, like, Luther Glenn is probably top 3 running backs that I've seen all year. Yeah. And I've seen a lot of really good ones.
Yeah.
So that was a great pick, but I was still surprised that you left one guy, which was my second pick, 4th overall pick, 4-star receiver, Riordan.
There you go.
And this was, when we did the draft, it was right after the RVC National, whatever it was, in Oakland. And I was like, that's my 2nd round pick right there. Or 2nd overall pick. No. 2nd pick, period. So that was mine.
Yeah.
I don't need to talk about him. Everybody knows him.
That's a great pick.
So I have 8 stars so far with my first 2 picks. Ooh, I mean, if you want to go through like your first 10 and then just pick out some guys that you want to talk about.
Oh, okay.
And I'll just do the same because we're not going to go through all 60 guys. We have 60 players, and you guys can just read the names down below this video.
Well, my next pick was Jake Ripp from Los Gatos.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah, I think he's committed to, is it Idaho? Is it no Boise, right? Boise?
Somewhere. He's gonna be a beast. Wherever
Yeah. Anyways, we started this, and I'm watching film, and obviously we looked up, who are the top rated players in the area, and his name pops up, and I start watching film, and I'm just like, wow, this guy is.
So you picked him as a defensive guy.
Yeah, linebacker for sure. Yeah, he's just everywhere. His nose to the football is crazy. So yeah, he was my first defensive pick. I mean, Los Gatos is, I think they're
pretty good.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
I think they went undefeated last year, right?
Yeah.
Last spring, and then they are undefeated so far this year. Do you think they're gonna beat the Bellarmine Bells? That's
gonna be a real good game, man. I'm pulling for them. I'm pulling for them, but that'll be a tough one.
I'm a WCL guy. I think everybody knows that, and I'm wearing blue.
See, I'm the opposite, man.
But it's gonna be tough for the Bells, I think, to win at LG.
Yeah, and they're young.
And they are young.
They are young.
I like their quarterback though. Bellarmine's quarterback right now, Nate Escalada.
Okay.
He's gonna be legit.
Yeah.
So hopefully Wade Smith will come back, but I don't know.
We'll see. We'll see how it plays out. Some other guys I chose we chose Jake. Next pick was Sione Lalea. He's a DB from Sarah. I looked up his film, and he was just super technical. One of my best friends, Coach Alvarez, he's our DB coach, and so I know a little bit of DB just from him, he definitely fits the part. So he's
improved a lot.
Yeah, I didn't know. Besides the tape I saw,
and you saw him as a junior.
Yeah, and
he was senior years like twice, 3 times as. He's way better now.
Okay, wherever he's going, man, they're gonna get a good one. That's for sure. And then the next guy I picked was Nathan Elu, the tackle from Sarah, and man, he's impressive on film too. I was excited to see him in
Oregon State.
Okay, yeah.
He's headed to Oregon State.
There you go. They're gonna get a good one. It was good to see him live, man. He's way bigger in person.
Is he the first lineman that was drafted for the whole thing?
I believe so. Yeah.
I'm not looking at the list right now.
No.
Going off memory.
No, he was the first lineman. We also took his buddy as a party. That guy's, big. So
Coach Romero's a big Sarah fan.
I wouldn't even say I'm a big.
No, just fun.
I'm just a big lineman fan all together, man. So those those two guys on one team.
Jeez,
man.
Oh, they are on one team. They are in one team, right?
That's
you gotta get that. Yeah,
no, good.
Okay. Yeah, they're on the same team.
That
would be a scary team.
Yeah,
they are a scary team. I think my first lineman pick was Joe Tomamoa, from St. Francis.
Okay.
Just because I saw him 3 out of the 5 games, and I was super impressed with how he handled himself. Like, he was super physical, and I think a lot of the young guys that came back this year as seniors for St. Francis was mentored a lot by him. He set a really good example, and they all play like him.
Yeah.
Like this year. It's scary.
Yeah. St. Francis got a lot of good guys too, man. Another guy that stood out, DeRosa.
Oh, yeah. He's a center, right?
Yeah, he's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's definitely one that caught
he
my
was
eye,
back
too.
this year, so you might be a 2-time GSF All-Star. D-man. For me, though, so here's my top 4. It's like Hassan, Jurion. My third pick was Noah Short. Probably one of the top 5 players that I saw the last 2 years prior to this year. I just love the way he plays. He's in the Navy or the Army,
nice,
the Air Force. One of those teams. And Tristan Hoffman.
Oh, Tristan Hoffman
from Half Moon Bay.
Half Moon Bay.
Started as a freshman, 4-year varsity, total standard. See, I went for the seniors. I wanted leaders, and I wanted stars. So that's kind of like my first quarterback. The first quarterback. I don't know if you drafted the quarterback first. Yeah. I think you drafted the first quarterback.
Okay.
And then I drafted my quarterback right after you. Who was your first? This was also interesting to me. Who was your QB1?
I picked Jackson Berman from Valley Christian.
Oh, he was?
Yeah, he was my first quarterback taken off the board here. I don't know, what pick did you pick your first quarterback?
What number was he? Jackson Berman?
15.
Number 15 was Jackson Berman. I had Dominic Lampkin. He was my first. He's my QB1 basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you picked another quarterback.
We picked another quarterback after. I picked Joshua Perry at 17.
That was interesting.
Yeah.
Because at that time Perry was not a starter. I don't think.
I think he was.
Oh, he was going back and forth.
He just had some. I think it was a rough year last year, right?
Yeah.
The passing game was a little rough last year.
Perry's good.
But I watched. But see, I follow. I think he was like one of those dark horses in the draft.
Yeah.
Like I follow him on Huddle, so I kind of see when he posts stuff. So
yeah.
I saw some of the 7-on-7 stuff in the summer, and he was looking good. He was looking nice.
See, I like this process because we have an actual coach analyzing the players that he picked. For me, I was more about stats, what I hear, what I saw, as far as like looking at technique. I didn't really do a lot of that. I went off of I went to a game. If for example, Adam Andrade from Christopher, the game that I saw him play at, I was like, wow, that safety is gonna be one of my all-star. I don't know how he did the other games, but I was told by everybody, it's like, yeah, this kid plays lacrosse and plays back. He's like a 3-sport athlete. He's just a super athlete, and I think he plays lacrosse at the next level.
Okay.
But he was a really, really good safety. I thought he was the best one that I saw. So I kind of based everything on what I saw. So if I'm at your game, you gotta perform. I don't care if you're a 4-star, 3-star. If you don't have a good game, and that's the only time I'm there, and you don't put up numbers, sorry. So I'm a firm believer in you gotta be at your best at all times.
Exactly.
Right? So what about this kid from Cupertino? The tight end.
Oh, Yuma?
Yeah.
Well, he's at Los Gatos now.
Oh.
Yeah, so he was at Cupertino his first 2 years. And then I guess there was
he was working out with us.
Yes, he was on our 7s team. And he had a short season at Los Gatos last year, and then this year I picked him because I was like, well, he might have a good year, and he's doing solid, man. Tino's doing. I mean, Los Gatos is doing well.
Yeah.
They got Bellarmine this week, and and I think he scored 6 touchdowns so far. He's an option.
He's solid.
Yeah, so he's doing well over there. He's a great player, and you know we saw that when we had him on our sevens team.
So I'm looking at your list, and I think you're the only one. I mean, there's only 2 of us, but
yeah,
you picked a freshman.
Yes, I did.
Talk about this kid that you picked, who was a freshman at that time, for
Sarah. So obviously we only had so many teams to choose from.
Yeah.
And you wanted like 60 picks, and so at the end we're getting down to the nitty gritty, right? And I'm watching lots of film, and I come across Jabari Mansfield.
Jabari.
And I'm like, man, who is this guy? He's nice, you know?
I think that's what everybody's reaction is when they see a video, or even in person.
Yeah.
I mean, you saw him in person. I don't think he had a good game against St. Francis.
I think he got hurt or something.
He got hurt.
Yeah. But, you know, he caught my eye. And then what's even crazier, you tell me he's a freshman after.
Yeah, he didn't know he was a freshman.
I didn't know. And I'm like, wow, okay. And then, I'm excited to see him, you know, play the next couple of years. And because right now he looks the part.
Yeah.
And he's only a sophomore. So.
He's only a sophomore.
So.
Yeah, Sarah's got a lot of real next level guys.
Yeah.
There's a freshman this year that I kind of followed, Teddy Chung.
Yes, I seen some of the clips you've been posting of him.
He could have been
a
varsity player as well.
I'm sure.
But since they had so many guys,
you
know, they kept him as a freshman, and it was a great workout for him every single week. He's gonna be nice. He got pulled up.
Okay. For the playoffs?
For the playoffs, and he's already practiced. He was in there.
Yeah.
For just the second team, scout team. Yeah.
Well, we got a spot for him on Heroes if he's interested.
Teddy! We got your number 12, baby! So that's the GSF All-Star Draft. So why are we talking about it now? Because we can. And we didn't have time before.
Yeah.
So if you're on this list, Finn Williams, you know, I do have to apologize to my man Christian Pedersen because I think he went a little late in the draft, but I think when you do the process this way, all right, I'm gonna ask you what you learned.
Yeah.
Ever since I started doing this, linemen are very valuable when it comes to drafting players and putting together a team, like from scratch. You gotta have the line. You can have the best. You're gonna have Hassan and Jurion Dickey on the team, but if you don't have a Nate Ilu or Tomoa or an Azapardi or any of those guys, DeRosa, yeah, you're not gonna do anything.
No.
So we treated this pretty seriously. So if you're on this list, it's a big deal. This is the top 60 players that we actually saw are these players. We probably left out some, but you know, just like life, just like the real draft, like the NFL, we didn't need you. You know, I felt bad that Joseph Bay didn't make the list because he was really good too as a freshman safety. But I chose Adam from Christopher High because Adam had a phenomenal game when I saw him. So, but I'm curious to know, like, this is probably the first time you've ever done this. Yeah. Can you imagine if this was actually a game? Like, damn. What did you learn from doing it this way?
I don't know if I learned anything. I did have fun with it.
Yeah.
It was fun. I just want to say, guys, don't take it personal.
Yeah.
We only have so many teams to choose from, and if there's really no order, it's just how I found you. So if you're on,
that is true.
Yeah, I found some great guys at the end of my list, like the SI guys. I found them at the end, and I think those guys are really good too.
Yeah, the first lineman that I picked was Jack Burnett from SI. So he was really impressive when I saw SI play a couple of times, and on film too. I think he's at UCLA.
Okay.
Yeah, he was the guy that made the tackle on the one in 2019.
Yeah. Okay.
Got them the win over Sarah. Yeah. So don't take it personal.
No.
Be glad that you're on the list, and if you're not on the list, be on. Like, hopefully, you did enough this season to catch your attention. So, Coach, thank you for doing this.
No, thanks for having me, man.
Let's do it again, man.
We will.
Maybe we'll bring in a couple of other people, a couple of individuals, and we'll put together 4 teams, which was our normal thing.
Okay.
But I like doing it this way.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of guys there that are gonna see this finally, and hopefully they'll appreciate the attention. And there's a lot of young guys in your squad.
There is. I'm excited to see how they pan out. So
Yeah.
I'll be watching. You know, we'll be watching in the playoffs. So let's, those young guys just keep playing, and we'll be watching.
We're always watching, even if we're not at your game. We're looking at videos and stuff, analyzing, talking to other coaches. Anything else we need to talk about before we wrap this up? I mean, this is like 30 minutes of good stuff. I didn't think it was going to last this long, but we kind of went through a lot of information. So if you guys are interested in joining our program, we're looking for 20 individuals to join our squad. No, it's 40.
We have 2 teams.
We have 2 teams of 20 individuals. But we're going to have our tryouts at Foothill College on November 28th, 10:30 to 1, I believe. All the information should be down below, the links to register and all that stuff. Should be a fun off season. We want to do a little bit more, so we partnered up with Sunnyvale Fitness. Great location.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, great facility too.
Yeah, there's a lot of space. We have Coach James, who's a Missouri. Sorry, I can't pronounce it right. He's a college guy. He knows what he's doing. Coach Coleman, he knows what he's doing. And all of us are here for the guys that are going to be part of our team, right?
Yes.
So, yeah, if you guys have any ideas as far as like what you guys want us to talk about, maybe we'll open it up next time and get some questions.
Yeah, always.
Shoot us a DM or an email or whatever. All the stuff's below. But as far as this, man, GSF All-Star 2021 spring season is finally out after 7 months.
Right.
Oh man. All right, cool. We're done with the regular season, off to the playoffs, and we'll probably do this right after sections. How's that, Coach?
I'm in. Let's get it done.
Make sure you watch Get Sports Focus. Coming at you. All right, cool.